Okay, hello everyone. This is about Oasis. This video is all about Oasis and about what their story is and the background to the formation of their band. And you're going to find out about it all here, and it's really interesting. Okay, so now some background information about Judd Charlton. You will learn more about Judd Charlton, who is an absolute nightmare, a terrorist, a Northern Irish terrorist, a sissy boy from the gay communities, and he's the spokesman for the Northern Irish people, and he's a separatist. He wants to separate men and women, right? Put women in a separate area because he hates the women. This is more about Judd, right? So now actually, my granddad is Jumbo, and Jumbo is the King of England, and they adopted me. Jumbo is named after an elephant, and he's the head of the militaries. Now, now, I'm the next Jumbo. So when I was a young child, Judd. I was adopted by Judd's family, as well as Jumbo's family. So there's both families there, and Judd is part of the other family, and they're Northern Irish and Spanish. Now, Judd and me are the official heads of England. Actually, we are the head of the Supreme Court, and a whole load more, including the councils, the banks, the car companies, and also the electric companies. Now, the electronic industry, right? Now, that's me and Judd. We're the heads of that. Right now, when I was young, about 5 years old, I began to dislike Judd. I considered him very much a vegetable, a non-inclusive person, very much a loner, and he worked independently, very slyly, and he hates his own family. So I had to separate from him and decided that this guy's a vegetable. I don't want to work with him for the rest of my life. You must be joking, right? So he also murdered a young boy when he was when he was about 9 years old. He murdered a young boy, right? So he's a very dark individual, and the Madness Band, they know about him too, and they call him an embarrassment. There's a song by Madness called Embarrassment. It's about Judd. Okay, so Judd was rejected as my partner, right? Because he can't make the grade. He doesn't like university or work. He doesn't want to be an individual of any sort. He doesn't want to make himself into anything. He never worked hard at all in his life. He certainly could never be a partner to run England. That's for sure. Right now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Definitely not. I have a lot to learn. In the younger days, we had a long way to go before we understand the residual undercurrent that holds everything up in society. Now, me and Judd are what you call the two-tier system. Our grandparents are called Lola and Tia, right? So we're the two-tier system of law, right? So Judd, who killed a 9-year-old boy, is a sissy boy himself. He works with the gay communities and the gay paedophiles group. He couldn't be taken on to run everything. He got rejected, certainly by me and everyone else he knows. Now, Oasis, the band Oasis, uh, are referring to this changeover. Now, there was a changeover. As I say, when I was 5 years old, I considered Judd a retard, and I didn't want to work with him. He's a sissy boy. I'm not a sissy boy, right? I work hard, and I want to help the country. I love the country, right? Judd hates the country. He's Northern Irish terrorist. He could never be my partner, right? So by the time I was 14, I decided to choose my partner as a guy called Stephen Dallas. Now, Stephen Dallas, also called Scratch Rock, is a great friend of mine. He's a school friend of mine, and he's a great guy, a tough guy, a big guy. He's quite tall, and actually, we became partners, and together we are running everything. All right, now we've rejected Judd, who was brought in by the upper classes to be my partner, but I rejected him. I don't want him as a partner. His hospitals are creating cancers, breast cancers, AIDS, obesity, COVID. We don't want him in our hospitals. Judd is the psychiatry department. Right now, he also run the hospitals too. Right now, he's not a medic. He can't even spell biology. I'm a trained psychologist, and me and my mate Dallas, we are now the heads of everything, including the car companies. Oasis are playing our part. I'm playing Noel Gallagher. Noel Gallagher's playing my part, and Liam, the brilliant Liam Gallagher, is playing Stephen Dallas's part, and the brilliant brothers Oasis are telling our story. So when they say this is history in the making, they're actually talking about this is his story, all right, and this is our story, and this is actually the story of the King of England, and what happened to his grandsons, and how the country's been very manipulated and abused by our enemy, who is Judd, who is also the mass immigrants and the African immigration problem, right? And they're killing our people. We'll be discussing why they're doing that, and how immature and sissy boy they are for doing such a thing when they're a gay paedophiles group, right? Now, they're criticising Jumbo, who's my granddad, the immigrants are, right? They're saying he loves horse. Right, well, Jumbo went out with Ruth Ellis. Ruth Ellis was the last woman to be hung in Britain, and there was a film made about her called Dance with a Stranger. And Ruth Ellis dated my granddad, Jumbo, and Ruth Ellis was a high class call girl from Hampstead Heath. Right, so from Hampstead, and the girls there are very high class, and they're not like a dirty whore or anything like that. Right, so Jumbo went out with a prostitute, and he normalised it, which is a good thing to do because nothing wrong with sex, okay? Sex is very recreational for the human beings, and it must stay so, otherwise we turn into animals. Very bad thing to do. So Jumbo took us into the modern world by marrying and getting engaged to Ruth Ellis, who was a call girl. Right, so Jumbo's the King of England, head of the militaries in America, Russia and Europe, including Germany, Sweden, Italy and France and Spain, and Oasis are playing me and my partner, who is Dallas, Stephen Dallas. He's also called Scratch Rock. He's on the together. We are running everything. He is the real Liam Gallagher, and together. The Oasis brothers, they say at their gigs, we're making history, and they're talking about his story. This Oasis are his story, Jumbo's grandson. Okay, so Oasis is me and my mate Dallas, my really good and close school friend Stephen Dallas, aka Scratch Rock. He's a musician too. He's half American, and he is, in my eyes, a supreme fella. Right now, that's why I chose him to be my best friend, as well as a lot of other stuff. And that we're fighting a battle actually against Judd, who is an organised terrorist bringing in his African immigrants to kill the British Queen's people. He's attacking actually me and Stephen Dallas. He hates Dallas. He can't stand Dallas. Sissy boy Judd also hates me. Alright, and he's a sissy boy because he cries at anything. If it starts raining, he gets his hair wet. He gets very angry, starts punching people out. He's mentally ill. Alright, now he's the head of the hospitals. He's created breast cancers because he doesn't like women. Sissy boy says something wrong with women. He doesn't like his own mum. He hates his own mum, Val. Okay, so now Valerie, is my mum. And she's a wonderful woman and a professional artist. She worked in the film industry. She's one of the number one artists in the film game. And Amy Winehouse knows about Valerie and then tells her, damn, forget Judd. Valerie, you come on over to our place. And that's where me and Dallas are. Certainly, Val chose me to become the next King of England with my partner, whoever that might be. It didn't turn out to be Northern Irish Judd. He didn't make the grade. He is a failure in life, a non-achiever. We can't have something like that destroying Britain again, right? So we have somebody proper in place, and then Oasis are playing our part, and they are the reality in England and how we are running Britain now. We've had it stolen off us, the banks, the car companies, the properties, the hotels, all the people, all the dad to all the women and the guys out there is actually Northern Irish Judd, who's also the real Jack the Ripper. The Jack the Ripper, Peter Sutcliffe, is not the real Jack the Ripper, nor is Ian Huntley the real murderer there. It's actually Judd Charlton. Right now, he's a Northern Irish terrorist, and we hate him. We want him out of the country. Everything that espouses and anything that is attached to needs to be removed from the country. He's very, very insincere. He is the darkest element this country's ever seen. Okay, since the I don't know, Dark Ages. Okay, he's killed a number of people. I mean, horrendous guy. He's been fully rejected by his family, and he's wanted in prison. The police are wanting him as well. He It's incredible that he's still running British psychiatry. Isn't that incredible? So when Oasis come along, it's fucking well needed, right? We want a psychologist in the psychiatry department. Currently, Judd can't even spell psychiatry. Heads the psychiatry department. Jack the Ripper. Do we want that in England? Well, of course we don't. Do we want him running the hospitals, running COVID? Of course we don't. Do we want him creating another COVID? Well, of course we don't. Well, that's why we've got Oasis. It's a big replacement. All right. Now it's not so. Yeah, it's a replacement. It's a revamping of who runs this country. Actually, it's me and Dallas. In other words, Noel and Liam. Okay, so Liam Gallagher is playing Dallas's part, and history is about our story, right? And it goes. There's more to the story because Dallas, we are me, Dallas, Keith, and Tremaine. Tremaine Richardson. Tremaine Richardson was our brother, right? We grew up with him. I never looked up to a guy more than I did Tremaine Richardson. He had such an effect on me. He was the head of the Richardsons family. All right, so you can see the Richardsons family come up in the Cray twins film. All right, so the Cray twins are our enemy. Right, and the Richardsons don't like the Crays. They're a gay community that are running the hospitals. They created breast cancer because they don't like women. They created COVID because they don't like Southeast Asia and Thailand. And now they created AIDS because they don't like women as well. And it's leaked into the gay community. Right, they didn't expect that. Right, so and so we don't like at all anything to do with what's going on with Judd Charlton, and Oasis is the great replacement and the answer for England, because inside the Oasis fans are doctors and nurses in our hospitals, and they are to know that his history is his story. It's also your story. You're running the hospitals belong to the nursing industry, and the decent people, rather than the people that created COVID, created AIDS and obesity, and Alzheimer's disease. Now that's Judd Charlton, the psychiatry department. Actually, the upper classes in the hospitals, they're all a nonce group, if you like, a gay paedophiles group. They're wanted by the law for sex abuse and rape of children, little boys. Okay, so now we know we've learned a lot more about Oasis. So the song "She's Electric" by Oasis is showing to the public and their fans actually Liam Gallagher and Noel are the heads of the electric companies. Right, it's a true story. It's about me and Dallas, right? So me and Dallas have a big connection to Applemac, right? We grew up in central London, Gower Street, right? We grew up in central London, Huntley Street, okay? We grew up on Huntley Street. Now, there is me, Dallas, Tremaine, and then also Keith. Now, Keith's brother is a software engineer. Now, me and Dallas are working in component electronics by the time we were quite advanced at the age of 14. I'd started electronics by the time I was 8. When I was 14, we were very, inept with the component electronics systems and industry, and then our friend was more of a computer programmer. The very early signs of computer programming from the early 90s. All right, so now my mate Keith, his brother is what you call a computer hacker. Like he was a prodigy in electronic computer programming. He was exceptionally good at it, right? Okay. So now, just a few years later, he invented Facebook, actually on Gower Street in central London, not America, in London. Now, it was created by Keith and his brother. They're both Irish, and Dallas lives right next to them. He's a Irish American guy, and then there's me. We're all basically living together, and we live there on Gower Street. So you can now see that Oasis own Facebook, but then we're under attack by the Ian Huntley gangs, the gay communities that did these terrible murders and presented an awful guy called Ian Huntley. All right, and he's attacking Oasis brothers. They own Facebook. Ian Huntley's group has stolen the whole Facebook off us. Now Keith is homeless. He can't. I don't know where he is. I can't get hold of him. All right, we need to get hold of him. We're we've been through a lot. I mean, I got very attacked in the year two. Well, say about 15 years ago, before Oasis was formed, I we were very attacked, me in Dallas, because we own Facebook, but it was stolen off us by Zuckerberg, and they are the Ian Huntley gangs. Actually, Jack the Ripper also is the guy that's stolen Facebook off the Oasis brothers. Right, so now to attack the Oasis, to attack me in Dallas, who are running Facebook now, me and Dallas are what you call the owners of Facebook. We are buying and selling Facebook. It's actually up to me and Dallas now. Now we've got very attacked by the gay communities, and that's what waterboarding is. It's a torture system. It's where they do sleep deprivation by using a rock, and then they get a massive plank of wood and they slam it every 2 hours through the night, every day for 4 years. That's how they treat the Gallagher brothers. They did that to me in Dallas for 4 years. The people that stole Facebook. Okay, so we owed a lot of money. The people that stole it are actually corporation, places like McDonald's. All your pub landlords are corporation. All your nightclubs, they're corporation. All your schools, corporation. And they're led by Jack the Ripper and the Ian Huntley gangs that have stolen the Facebook of the Oasis brothers. Right, as explained earlier, the duo that runs England actually started out as me and Judd, but by the time I was 5 years old, I decided Judd was just not up for anything in life. I mean, he's still to this day just a Mr. Incapable. We couldn't ask him to do anything. He's never had a job. He's lived at his dad's until he's in his 50s. He's a vegetable. Women don't like him. He's never had a girlfriend. He's quite a good looking guy, but he's never had a girlfriend because he just he doesn't like women. He argues with them. He's Jack the Ripper. You know, he kills them. Okay, so why would a woman want to be with him? Why? Okay, right. So the changeover was when I rejected Judd and pulled in my mate Dallas, and together we are Oasis now. And the story so important that we went to the newspapers. We wrote it up in big, thick letters on the whole a part of our story, but they said they couldn't print it out. So I got very angry, and soon, months later, the band Oasis came out, and they're telling our story instead. Okay, so more about me and Dallas. We grew up in Tottenham Court Road, central London, and that's where Gower Street is. And we were both very into electronics. I was doing electronics because of my dad. He's a Dutch guy. He got me involved in electronics by the time I was 8. And they was the enemy, Judd Charlton, the Northern Irish, were spying on me. All right, they had a camera on looking over my shoulder when I was doing my electronics for many years. And I became a prodigy in electronics. And they called me Chip. Right, so that's what your chip is. It's named after me. Actually, we're Oasis. We own the computer industry. We're the richest people on the planet. Right, we literally own Apple Mac. Right, because without the chip, the computer can't run. It can't run any Bill Gates software either. And he's not really a proper software writer either. He's a fraud. That guy's a fraud. All the computer industry people are all the Ian Huntley gangs, stealing that money off Oasis brothers. Now, my mate Keith, his brother, him and Keith and his brother created Facebook, my brothers, and we're not allowed to talk to each other because of Zuckerberg's group, the gay communities, African immigrants that are stolen the computer off me. The Africans tell me that they've just taken and stolen the computer industry off me, actually the whole computer, and that's worth billions every year. Now, I'm also the head of the electronic company because my dad is the head of Germany, head of Holland. He adopted me, my other dad, and I've inherited the electronic companies, but I also got into electronics myself. I was very good at electronics, and we became Apple Mac. We started the first chip. I was working on the first chip. That's why I'm called Chip, and it all got stolen off us. I've got 50. I've got about £4.50 in the bank right now. Bill Gates has all my money, has all of Dallas's money, has all of Oasis's money. Bill Gates is also the ATM machines, the banks, at Max, at Oasis. Bill Gates is at Oasis, is stealing all of their money. Bill Gates is a nobody. Okay, he's got no interest in anybody in this world. He's a talentless non-achiever. He shouldn't be there. He's stolen our money, and this is all a true story. Okay, so more about the the Oasis brothers. Well, we're actually a replacement a, for a partnership that just didn't work. And it's because Judd is Jack the Ripper. He hates women and girls. I can't stand him. I don't talk to him for a long time. He's vile. He should be in prison. I would never partner up with someone like that. Okay, so Oasis had to happen. It must happen. If it doesn't, it's fatal for England, and it's going to happen. So you can see Judd is the real Jack the Ripper, Ian Huntley gangs, and the suitcase murderer too. Right now, he attacked Ashley Judd. You remember the actress in the comedy Men Behaving Badly, Ashley Judd. She got attacked by Judd Charlton, Northern Irish terrorist, and he's also the head of the hospitals. Right, so he's doing some terrible things right now. He has indicted Lucy Letby. It's the same guy that attacked Ashley Judd. He's called Judd Charlton. He's a Northern Irish terrorist, and he's got Lucy Letby. He's killed a load of babies and then blamed the poor innocent nurse. Now you can see that there's a changeover needed. We need to release nursing industry from the hole by the gay communities that have got Lucy Letby in prison. She's done nothing wrong. They've literally killed those babies and pointed their fingers at a poor innocent nurse. They stalked her and cased her whole life, and they write everything around her. They're anally fucking this poor girl by the Northern Irish men, though also all the Pakistanis, the African immigrants, the Southport murderers, for instance. That was organised by Judd Charlton, who also created the Lucy Letby criminal investigation, where there is no crime with Lucy Letby. The truth, that's the truth. But wait for it to come out. Be patient. The details are yet to come out, and the corruption, the overwriting that's gone on in the hospitals by psychiatry, by the gays in the hospitals, by the upper classes in the hospitals. They are with Judd. They hate the idea of a changeover, which means they will lose power. We don't want Jack the Ripper and all his friends to have any power. Ripper. Not in England. Certainly not in England. So Judd comes up in EastEnders as well. He's playing that guy Reese, the guy who's a middle-aged guy with a old, traditional heavy jacket on, a very boring guy, has not much to say. He's actually playing. He's called Reese in EastEnders. He's actually playing Judd Charlton, who's the real Jack the Ripper. Now you'll notice in the scene he's having a real big scene with Bianca. He's attacking Bianca. Bianca is barricading herself in her flat to keep Reese out. Well, this is a true story about Judd Charlton attacking my girlfriend, Becky. Becky is a beautiful girl. She went to Cambridge. She now works at the BBC. She's a very well-to-do achiever. She always was. That's why I went out with her. And we if you like, got engaged and married. We were very much in love for 10 years. We met when we were about 12, and by the time we were 19, we were roughly engaged. Now, she went off to Cambridge, and now Judd Charlton is attacking her, threatening her, targeting her. Now, we urgently need Oasis fans and supporters to counterattack at the African immigration, at the corner shops, at the Pakistanis, at also the pub landlords, also the hotel managers. They are attacking Bianca, who's playing Queen Becky. And there she is. She's electric. She owns the electronic companies. She is the girlfriend to Noel Gallagher, and she's been very attacked by the corner shops and the pub landlords. They're telling me they're going to attack and hurt. All right, so we urgently need Oasis to recover the situation, take back the electronic companies, the banks, the car companies, right, and then keep everyone safe. You know who's attacking who now. The country's been stolen. So we need Oasis fans and supporters to take back our country like it was a trophy, and then bring it back to Oasis brothers and show them what you've got, what you brought for us. Brought back our country back to normal, exactly why Oasis came about. So more about Oasis brothers and how they've been treated by the people out there in England, especially the immigrants. Well, the immigrants and the corner shop Pakistanis are using Oasis as a pin, as a target for African voodooism. So wherever they go, Africans follow them because Africans have made them a pin. Actually, me, not the Gallagher brothers, but me. All right, specifically me. So every time I go out for shopping or something like that to see someone, I've got Africans following me. They're stalking me from behind. They've got weapons on them. They're these African immigrants. I have this every single day. I don't like to go out. Okay, so I've been chased around England, kicked out of England 2 times to 3 times now by these Africans and Pakistanis. They won't let me live in England. I left England about 7 years ago, and I ended up in Europe. And I had to travel right across Europe because the Africans were chasing me around and won't let me live in France, Spain, Italy, all these countries they were chasing me out of. And I ended up get on the border of Russia, and I didn't have a visa, and I tried to cross the border because I was desperate to get out of Europe because of what the Africans and the Pakistanis were doing to me, and I ended up getting stuck on the border there, and then I got beaten up viciously by the EU border control people, who are also behind the mass immigration, and they took their opportunity to thoroughly beat me up several times. They were the size bigger than Mike Tyson. Right, so and then the song by Calvin Harris. It's a true story. It's about me. How deep is your love? It's about Nirvana and what's happening to those that are supporting Nirvana in this country, and they've been chased out, beaten up. Hit Me Harder is a song by Calvin Harris. How Deep Is Your Love is a true story. It's also about Oasis and the story, his story. Right, so more about Liam Gallagher and Noel Gallagher. They are playing me in Dallas, right? So I'm Jumbo's grandson, and Jumbo, as I said earlier, is named after an elephant, and he's the Om Group, and he also created the Roaring Twenties back in the 1920s, and he loves England, and he put women on the stages and Hollywood and all that kind of stuff. He also helped produce the film The Wizard of Oz. All right, so Jumbo, he actually owns the hotels, like the Hilton Hotel, or the Beverly Hills hotels, all the hotels in central London Hyde Park, are all owned by Jumbo, who's the King of England. He's the head landlord to all the properties throughout the UK and America, actually in Europe too. He's a very powerful man, Jumbo. Right now, Liam Gallagher is playing Jumbo's grandson, and he's actually the head landlord to all the hotels in England, okay, including the Ritz Hotel. Right? If you notice, Princess Diana, I knew Princess Diana. I was working at Shepperton Studios, film studios, in 1998, and Princess Diana got found out about me when I was working at the Shepperton Studios, and she really liked me. She saw my artwork. She saw that I was working with top directors in the film industry. She wanted to get to know me, and then she decided that she wanted to marry me. Right, so then she was seen in the Ritz Hotel. That's because she was doing a publicity stunt. She was telling the public and all her fans very hurriedly that actually Princess Diana and myself were married, right? And that we own all the hotels, okay? And then tragically, literally a month later, she was found dead, killed by the Northern Irish, Judd Charlton, the Ian Huntley gangs, Jack the Ripper. They murdered Princess Diana too. It's just this tragic thing in my life. It was so awful when we're going back to work the day after she was murdered, because all the people at work, they all loved Diana. We all loved Diana. And Diana had recently commended on my artwork, and it was really hit us really badly, right? And the head of the studios, we had a meeting, and a lot was said there. And we'll go into more of that later on. So, in the meeting, we discussed that Diana was killed by the Greeks, right? The gay communities and the Africans. They killed Princess Diana. The mass African immigration, they killed Princess Diana, right? And they also had in Greece a gay community there, right? Now, in this meeting, we decided that the people that did this murder also hate the art world. They cannot run Greece. They cannot be the head of Greece. They're burning down art. That's not Greek. Okay, when the Greeks find out that their heads are burning down artwork and killing Princess Diana, the Greeks are going to stand up and kill those people immediately, those gay people. All right, now I've been to Greece and I've had meetings with the Greek police as well. Now, they made me head of the Greek police, okay, when I went there. Right, I was very shocked, but there you go. They are passionate about what they do, and now I'm able to take in employees to work for me as the Greek police and kill these gays on spot for killing Princess Diana, being the Ian Huntley gangs, Jack the Ripper, and then COVID in the hospitals. They're all upper class jobs. They are head of Greece, and I'm the Greek police. Now, we declare them non-Greek. They're not Greek. They're Africans. Now, that Greece has a relationship with India, always has. Greek theatre comes from ancient Indian theatre. That includes romance, theatre, comedy, tragedy. Okay, and then this became Hollywood. All comes from India. Whereas in Greece, they took the women off the stages. Okay, so this stuff is bastardized from India, right? It's not a Greek African country like they're saying it is right now. No, it's not. Greek has history in the ancient Greek Empire, right? And that has something to do with Alexander the Great, who travelled to India, married Queen Cleopatra, and we are also the Egyptians, right? So we do not like anybody who's attacking Indo-Greece, all right? And if you are, the police want you dead. That's the message from the Greek police. They know that the African Greek gay communities, Judd Charlton and Northern Irish, they did 9/11. Okay, so I've done some pieces on 9/11. I really advise you to look at that. Thank you very much. Right, right. So after Princess Diana was murdered, there was an emergency meeting at Shepperton Studios, and some of the best artists in England and America descended on Shepperton Studios, and I met with this guy who is the head of the art world in England and America. He's basically the chief sculptor, and he's an exceptional talent. I've known him since I was about 13, and he's really taken me under his wing in the film industry as well. Now, Keith said, as I explained earlier, that the Greeks that have killed Princess Diana are not Greek or pro-Greek, because Greece is very much about the art world, and it's also Indo-Greece. Now, Princess Diana married a Hindu guy. Well, you know, the Greek gays have broken serious privileges right there. They're not allowed to do such stuff like that, and they will go to prison Greek style anytime soon. Okay? So I had this meeting with Keith, who is half Greek. He is essentially like my adopted dad as well. Now, his son is called Toby, a prodigal artist. I mean, incredible artist. Now, by the time he was about 11 or 12, he was working in the film industry as a sculptor. He was an incredible artist, you know. I worked in my first job in the film industry when I was about 11, and then I started working professionally, regularly when I was about 19. I worked on about 7 Hollywood films. Okay, so now if you notice the Toby Carvery pubs out there in England, Toby Carvery pubs, I repeat, Toby Carvery pubs in England. They are also own the Weatherspoons pubs. They killed Princess Diana. Okay, they're attacking Keith and Toby. We had a meeting straight after they murdered Princess Diana. And you can see who murdered her now. It was the pub landlords and Weatherspoons. They are also Yates, Churchill's, also the Walkabout pub. Their managers there, they are also attacking me. They know who I am. They know they killed Princess Diana, and they couldn't care less. They are non-British, and I was made the head of the Greek police. And I'm recruiting people to police our country. Okay, you know where to go. Thank you very much. Okay, so more about Liam and Noel Gallagher. Right, so actually they're talking about Judd Charlton as well in their songs. Let's look at Champagne Supernova. That's about Judd Charlton and all the Irish people and how they like to masturbate and come everywhere in front of little boys, only 7 years old. Okay, so that's the head of the Law Society, my friends, and they're doing that behind the curtain that you can't see until you listen to me or hear Champagne Supernova by Oasis. That will describe exactly what's going on, what is really going on. It's a homosexual pedophile agenda. No girls allowed coming from Greece. Even the Greek police are offending to this greatly and saying shoot them. Okay, that's how rogue they are. They're not wanted in Greece. These gays are not wanted in Greece. Okay, they're attacking the art world. Very naughty. If you're a Greek. Okay, Noel Gallagher writes his brilliant song "Champagne Supernova" about a gay paedophile sect that runs a law society, that runs the schools, the pubs, the banks, and they've stolen the banks off everyone's number one. Of the Gallagher brothers, who are playing me in Dallas. We're also the owners of the banks. I'm called Max. ATM machines are called AtMax. So they're attacking me, and then it's British Africa, the gay communities, they're doing that, on all the Pakistanis. Right, so with Michael Jackson, that caused a lot of controversy. Unfortunately for himself, he caused way too much controversy, and he should have toned it down somewhat. And I guess he would definitely would still be alive. It's tragedy. I'm a musician. We love singers, and Michael Jackson is just a talent like you've never seen. Now, he brought in Jordan, a young 9 year old boy, to express the situation between Judge Charlton and a sissy boy, and another little boy who was 9 years old. And what he's doing with that little boy, he's champagne supernova everywhere, masturbating in front of that little boy after stripping him naked. All right, so that's why Michael Jackson brings in Jordan to show you what the Law Society is doing behind the curtains. But so is Oasis doing exactly the same thing in the song Champagne Supernova. Right now, Michael Jackson brought in too much controversy too fast, and it turned out to be fatal for him. I'm very saddened that occurred, and I guess it's something to do with our fault as well, that we're not purveying the message fast enough, as fast as the other guys are. But we don't have the access to all those people like he does. We have the internet, which doesn't even work. I'm getting about 5 views, so I'm hopefully that anybody who's viewing this will pass this on immediately to as many people as they can. Right, so Michael Jackson, he comes onto stage with a suitcase. Well, he's talking about Judd, the suitcase murderer. Right, he's saying, look, this guy's a fucking monster. Right, there he is. He's in now inside that suitcase there is a sparkly glove. Right, Michael Jackson's sparkly glove is about Judd Charlton. Judd Charlton's best mate is Jake Narber, a guy who's 6'4", from Colombia, a South American, and those two are running psychiatry, and they're both incestuous gays. Jake was having sex with his elder brother when he was about 9 years old. Right, and he promotes incestuous gay sex. He never said what they did was wrong. They are still lovers today, and they are running a law society. And Jake loves to wear a baseball glove. Right now, that's why Michael Jackson has a glove inside the suitcase. Right, because the suitcase murderer is also with and working with Jake Narber, who wears that glove, and together they are the Law Society, running the schools, running the banks, running society, running immigration, okay, running the councils, and Michael Jackson song Billie Jean, and he says at the beginning, are you ready for something new? Because Max has rejected Judd, and with his new partner, Dallas, we're now going to run America, and I picked the right guy to run America, Dallas, Stephen Dallas, half American, and together we're also known as Oasis. So, as you can see, Oasis brothers and Michael Jackson and myself and a whole load of pop stars out there, including Taylor Swift, Britney Spears, Eminem, Drake, Kanye West, and Beyonce and Jay-Z, all telling the same story about the Law Society having sex with little boys. Crazy in Love, for instance. Right now, also that this gay paedophiles group from Greece that have stolen, that are having sex with little boys, they've stolen the banks, the car companies, all the hotels and properties throughout Europe and America is now owned by rogue groups in Greece, actually Africa, right? And the Africans are telling the Greeks to kill the white man, right? So now all the properties are owned by a rogue group in Greece. Well, they've stolen this property in sex blames to the British Queen's people, right? So now Jumbo, as I said earlier, married Ruth Ellis, who was a prostitute girl from Hampstead, and he was encouraging a better life, a better England, more like Tudor England. Right, and that he's a royal. Jumbo is related to Richard III and King Henry VIII. Right, so he brought in a better life for the poorer women out there, especially the working class women, right? And he made it legitimate and legal, right? So that's not so bad, right? However, we had all the banks stolen off us because of that, right? Now, also all the properties, the car companies, everything that Jumbo owned. He's the King of England. He owns everything within its borders, right? So it all got stolen by a Greek contingency that are Greek Africa, all right? Now, so the Greeks and the Africans and the Pakistanis have stolen the banks after sex blaming Jumbo. Yet the Pakistanis are led by Champagne Supernova with little 7-year-old boys wanking and coming all over the place, curtains very, very closed. You can't see what the head of the Law Society is doing. They're also stealing our banks, car companies, hotels, and the whole country. All right, some more information about me and Dallas, right? So we own the electronic companies, Apple, Mac, Windows, all the computer companies. I'm literally the head of electronic companies, me and Dallas, that is. And he's my partner. I chose him for England and America. I'll show you a picture of him in this article. Right, so now also you need to understand some more of how they're attacking us. Right, so the attack is vile. They are the prison communities. They have a history of throwing piss and shit at people. I'm a trained psychologist and I studied the prison system and the history of it. They've been throwing shit at each other since the 16th and 18th century. Okay, so in the 1920s, the same group, prison communities and the Law Society, together they are boyfriends, gay boyfriends, and together they make up the gay communities. Not all gays, that's for sure. It's just a lot of the gays there are separatist gays. Okay, so Elton John is not a separatist gay, and nor is Julian Clary, and nor is Alan Carr. Right, so they're not separatist gays like the upper classes are separatist gay, no woman, no girls allowed. Okay, so part of their law society and the upper classes, they are all the doctors and the GPs out there. They are a piss attack. They're working with the prison communities that have a history of throwing shit at each other right now and spreading it on the walls, eating it, all types of depravity. Right now, they're boyfriend with the Law Society that created the urinals, which is also from the 1920s. The urinals is a celebration of an attack to the art world. The art world's under attack in France because it depicts beautiful naked women. And the gays are throwing piss and shit at these paintings. And that's what the piss attack is. The urinals of the 1920s is also developed out of the anti-art world. And then the anti-art world is actually led by 15 gay paedophiles that then became the EU. So the EU is a gay paedophilia environment, no girls allowed, and putting Africans to kill all the young girls and the women. That's what the Southport murderers is commissioned by the EU, right? Now, they're doing this piss attack. As you can see, it's dating back to the 1920s, actually to the 18th century. It's all still today, it's still the prison communities that are this piss attack, and they're sent in by the lawyers that are also the solicitors bar and the pub landlords and the hotel managers up and down the country. And that's a fact. And that's they killed Princess Diana in a piss attack. They killed all their murders are a piss attack. Okay, it's a toilet attack by the prison communities, and there it is. So in translation, these days Northern Ireland is doing that piss attack, and they're attacking America. Northern Ireland is ACME demolition that did 9/11, 7/7 bombings, and the Manchester bombings too. They're a piss attack, and they're attacking the Oasis brothers and all the music fans out there. Also, Taylor Swift fans, all the R&B fans, Michael Jackson, Drake, R&B stuff. Also, Jay-Z and Beyonce, all under attack in a piss attack. All of us, the music world is under attack by the anti-art world, anti-music world. They surrender their emblem is the urinals of the 1920s, and this dates back to the 18th century. Comes from the prison communities that are boyfriend up with the Africans, and now they're eating shit and throwing it at other people. And that's what the mass immigration is. It's actually a shit attack to the hosting countries. Okay, to end this article, it's just the beginning of an understanding of what Oasis is and all the stories behind the songs there. There's a whole lot to say. But to end this article, I'll end it on also Will Smith is playing my part. Okay, now Will Smith uh, is recently doing a gig and he's been to London and he's gone to the Holiday Inn Hotel. Now, I was once taken there when I was about 13 by my dad, John, King John, and we had a meeting there, and it was discussed that we own this hotel. We own all the Holiday Inn hotels, but it all got stolen in a piss attack to the Queen's people. So Will Smith is playing my part, and recently he's in London, and he's in the Swiss Cottage Hotel in the Holiday Inn Hotel there, same hotel. Uh, these are our hotels. That's why Will Smith has done that. But it all got stolen off us by the African immigrants. Okay, the Pakistanis. They now secure all hotels in England, including the Ritz Hotel. All the hotels got stolen. Even the Dorchester Hotel is all owned by me and Dallas, and also our wives. Like we're looking at Bianca is playing one of my girlfriend engaged wife. Queen Becky. Also, Taylor Swift is playing my engaged girlfriend, Pilgrim, Queen Pilgrim. Then there's Queen Rachel, who's a British German girl, and then also Katrina, who's in the British Army, and also I had a Jamaican girlfriend called Una, and Cayman, also. And we've all had everything stolen off us. And the brilliant Will Smith, there he is in Swiss Cottage. He should be owning that hotel. We hope that his supporters and Oasis will one day understand what's going on, be horrified at a piss attack, the swimming pools inside those hotels, and eventually will be policing those hotels, getting rid of the immigrants inside those hotels, pulling them out, telling them not getting benefits anymore, because we know they're here to kill the Queen's people. Such a rogue intention. They don't tell us the truth of why they're really here. Right, so now that we know more about Jumbo, and Jumbo's grandson is being played by Liam, the brilliant Noel Gallagher, and then also his partner, Dallas, is being played by Liam Gallagher. Right, so now Jumbo, as I explained, is dated a cool girl. Now, as a result of that innocent affair right there, back in the 50s, as a result of that, now the Pakistani gangs have been brought in to rape our British Queen's people after calling them whores. And that's what sex grooming gangs are all about. Right, so they shouldn't be in this country. The Pakistanis are led by Greece, a gay paedophiles group. They're having loads of sex with little boys. Let's listen to the song Champagne Supernova and think and look at the visual on that. Alright, now that's a sex grooming gang with little boys. They like to bend them over. Alright, now so that's what the sex grooming gangs are attacking. Actually, Oasis is Britain. Okay, so more about Noel Gallagher and Liam and myself. I was adopted by Elvis Presley when I was a young kid. And now, when Elvis was murdered by the gay communities, then Elvis's guitarist then brought me up and looked after me, and he's called Tony, and he's actually the godfather of the mafia. Elvis was playing in his band members of the mafia, and one of them was the godfather of the Gambino family. He's called Tony, and he adopted me, and he looks after me, and we are the mafia basically. So I told you about Facebook and then Huntley Street and how Ian Huntley gangs are attacking the mafia. That means, well, Southern Irish people, people into the music world, they're also the mafia. We're also England, France, Sweden, Russia, America. It's quite a wide group, right? So now one of our group is Tremaine Richardson. Tremaine Richardson is part of our mafia group that created Facebook. Right, Facebook was stolen off the mafia by the gay communities. Right now, they also killed Tremaine Richardson, who's the head of the Richardson family. This is the most tragic event for both me and Dallas to have our best friend Tremaine Richardson murdered right in front of us. It was the worst event in my life. It nearly killed me. He knew that it would desperately badly affect me. He didn't want me to know about it, and he didn't want me to know that he was dying. And I had a meeting with him just before he died. Right now, okay, so part of the Richardson family, they head the streets. So you have the brilliant Kieran Stapleton, who went to prison for killing a corner shop guy. Well, actually, Stapleton is part of the Richardson family, and it was the corner shop people and the gay people, Pakistanis, they killed Tremaine Richardson, head of the streets, head of the Richardson family. The Richardson family got very upset at this, and they've only just begun to counterattack. And poor Kieran Stapleton has gone to prison for murdering one of their people that also murdered Tremaine Richardson. Okay, so I had to leave London because Facebook creators were under attack, and I got waterboarded. Now, waterboarded was named after what the torture that they were doing to me. Now, after the waterboarding, for 4 years of waterboarding every day, every night, I started to hear squeals in my brain and a very bad headache. So I now had to leave my flat to get asleep, and I had to vacate down to Brighton just to sleep on a bench so I could get one night's sleep while I go back to my flat to work very hard. But at night time, I was kept awake all night by the waterboarding, like the gay communities, Northern Irish people, Judge Charlton, head of psychiatry, and it was the Americans that named it waterboarding. Certainly, the British psychiatry denied this ever happened. Right now, that's why I left London, because of waterboarding. I ended up in Brighton, Birmingham, Leicester, Leeds, Newcastle, Norfolk, Manchester, Liverpool, and then I ended up in Blackpool. And now I met some people in Blackpool, and they've been very honourable, decent British people, and I can talk to them. Now, anyone that I talk to is being targeted by the corner shops here in Blackpool. They are Northern Irish terrorism, and Judge Charlton, the real Jack the Ripper, is on the phone to all the corner shop people in Blackpool. I walked into a shop in Blackpool on the Talbot Road, the convenience store, and the guy there quickly told me that he was going to fuck my wife. And I don't have a wife right now. I'm single in Blackpool, but I've got friends who are females. And he's talking about them. A woman called Christine, a very popular woman in Blackpool. And also they've targeted Paula from the Spencer Stater Court. And they've all been targeted by this corner shop, convenience store on Talbot Road, or just on the corner of Green Place, right opposite the petrol station there. So they won't let me have a girlfriend. As you can see, it's because I'm Oasis. We are Oasis, and the Muslims are grievously attacking the Oasis brothers right now.